You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Solana, people talking shit. It's been less than 24 hours, and a lot of people are throwing darts at the Miami Heat after they announced that they're gonna. Well, they didn't announce it, but it's out there. The Miami Heat are gonna acquire Giannis, and people are saying they're not contenders. Nick Wright from I forgot what FS1 or whatever one of those channels is saying that he thinks that they're gonna be the seventh seed at best. Like I've been hearing some really ridiculous things over the last 24 hours. So, Solana, how are you doing, and how are you feeling about all the garbage that people are throwing our way?
Well, first of all, I'm super glad that you're finally saying his name right. You're saying Giannis and
I had
not
to learn it.
Giannis.
Yeah.
So number one is through. And yes, 100% we're talking about you, Nick Wright, the guy who comes on to these shows and talks about the Heat being the seventh seed, that their ceiling is no higher than a second round playoff team. Like, come on, man. Jimmy Butler was able to take this team to the Eastern Conference Finals twice, once to the NBA Finals. And you're telling me that Giannis Antetokounmpo teamed up with Bam and a bunch of veterans on this team that they're going to acquire over the next few months isn't going to contend for a championship? I mean, come on. Like, the Heat are in the front seat in the Eastern Conference to win it all. They have the best duo, and they have the best duo to contain a Victor Wembanyama from the West Coast. So, look, man, I'm not buying what Nick Wright and his little posse that follow him are saying. The Heat are contenders right now, and people are going to want to come play here, and that's what we're going to talk about now.
And what's funny is that I guess it's to be expected, right? They just won the championship, so they're feeling themselves. But Knicks fans are coming out here, and they're like, "Oh my god!" I listen to a lot of New York radio, right? I'm originally from New York. I love the Jets. I listen to a lot of New York radio, and you should hear them talking about how this was the best case scenario for the Knicks because he didn't go to the Celtics. This didn't make the Heat any more dangerous. They're basically laughing at Pat Riley and the Heat, which I think is crazy. But over there, everybody is celebrating the fact that Giannis ended up going to the Celtics because they feel like the Heat gutted their roster, which we got to get into because this whole they gutted their roster. It's something that everybody keeps saying. I think it's a little overplayed, and that obviously keeping him away from, and obviously Giannis and Tatum would have been one hell of a duo. So I understand why people are happy that didn't happen, but to say that they're celebrating because now the Knicks have a path to the NBA Finals again. Like the Knicks really pissing me off with this championship run. Like, you know how they say, like, well, if everything kind of falls into place, things couldn't have fallen more into place for the New York Knicks this year. And congratulations, like the 2019 Toronto Raptors, everything fell into place. They won the championship. Hey, celebrate it. Nobody's you won it, but nobody's gonna worry about you down the line. Same thing with the stupid ass Knicks. Where do you want to start? Because some of this has really chapped my ass.
No, let's start there. Let's start with the Knicks because let's address what is gonna happen in New York because it's really funny that the Knicks fans are celebrating, or that some Knicks fans are celebrating Giannis coming to Miami. Look, Knicks fans, Mitchell Robinson is most likely going to be gone. Landry Shamet is most likely going to be gone. There's going to be a lot of players that are going to be going in and out of this New York Knicks team. And so when you think about it, at the end of the day, is Jalen Brunson and Cat a better duo than Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bam Adebayo? Absolutely not, because Bam and Giannis can cover 1 through 5. They can switch. I mean, it's going to be insane when they play the zone, and you have Antetokounmpo and Bam and whoever else down there on the low end of the floor. So I don't know what Knicks fans are celebrating. I mean, look, again, like I said it at the beginning, the Heat are by far the favorites to win the Eastern Conference now. It's just, let's wait and
see. About the favorites yet.
Absolutely. There's no doubt. No doubt.
My thing is, look, first of all, what you were saying about defensively, the fact that Bam and Giannis can switch on anyone, but now you don't have to worry about the weak side defense because whether it be Giannis or Bam defending on ball, on the weak side, you have either Bam or Giannis coming in for that weak side block, or the weak side help. this is going to be one hell of an interior defense, and good luck trying to score in the paint. And the Miami Heat have struggled scoring in the paint for years. Giannis is going to be yamming on everybody. Now, obviously, this is an incomplete roster. We need shooters. That's a given. And the reason that I don't understand why people are getting so quick to like, oh my God, this team isn't going to work. Free agency hasn't even begun yet. We've seen the Miami Heat do this plenty of times. They're not going to stop here. They didn't get Giannis without a plan set in place. You think they just got him and then just said, well, let's just hope for the best? That's not what they did. They have a few names that they're going to go after. Like this is, they have a plan set, and we've seen them execute this plan when they got Alonzo. They traded away their best player up into that moment, Glenn Rice. They got Tim Hardaway in February that year. They got eliminated by the 72-win Bulls, which is fine. The following year, Eastern Conference Finals. They build around these guys. They got Dan Marley. They got
Jamal Mashburn, Vashawn Leonard.
I mean, right. PJ Brown. They should have had Juwan Howard. Like, they know what they're doing. And then Shaq, you trade away your youth. You trade away a Lamar Odom, a Caron Butler, a Brian Grant, which wasn't that young at that moment, but still a piece. You get Shaq. Oh, my God. Bare bones with Dwayne Wade. What are they going to do? They're going to build. And, yeah, it took them 2 years. They got Antoine Walker. They got Gary Payton. They got Jason Williams. But they made it happen. And then LeBron Bosch. Oh, my God. I don't know if you remember, but people were talking like, oh, what are they going to do? They need a bench. Yeah, the three of them can't do it all. They almost did it all the first year, and then they reloaded the second year. Like, we've seen this so much. And then the best version of it was the Jimmy Butler version, where they got just a bunch of unrestricted free agents and made the most out of them, made them millionaires, send them somewhere else, and just kept producing. Like, why are people talking like if we haven't done this before and we're not going to do it again? Like, it's like short-term memory. How do they forget what the Miami Heat have done historically?
Well, it's because of what's happened over the last couple of years. And that leads us right into the gutting situation, right? Everybody is so worried about what the Heat gave up. But, Danny, when you look at it, right, you look at what they gave up. Tyler Hero, Kasparis Yakuchonis, Triple J, Kel'el Ware. Those guys just got you to a playing game. Those are guys didn't get you to a 4 seed. Yes, and I did see your tweet. They were a few games out of the 5th seed.
3 games out of the 5th seed.
100%. But at the end of the day, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And you needed to make a dramatic change. And look, I think at the end of the day, what is going to end up costing them more is the draft capital that they traded away those picks, because those are easy ways to fill in your roster with first-round picks here and over the next few years, but they're not going to have them. So they're going to have to do a really good job in free agency, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But, I agree with you, Danny. They've done it year over year over year, producing guys like Duncan Robinson, producing guys like Pelle Larsson, Gabe Vincent. I mean, we can continue to go down the list. And the Heat have continued to do it as long as Spo and Riley have been here. So people shouldn't be sleeping on the fact that they're going to produce more guys. Look, Drew Smith's still on the roster. Not saying he should be getting a lot of minutes, but that's another guy that they produce, and he can be a gritty defender along with the rest of this team. So we just have to, again, wait and see how they fill it in. We have to see what's going to happen with Norm and see what's going to happen with Wiggs. I know, and I've heard that they're trying to move on Jovic. And if they're able to move on Jovic, it'll make keeping Norm and Wiggs a little bit easier. Obviously, we know Wiggs has that $30 million opt-in, and he can opt out and sign maybe at $22 million for a few years if the Heat are willing to do that. But again, those are different things that the Heat are analyzing right now and looking to see what they can do. I mean, I don't know if you think this, but I for sure think that they have a whiteboard somewhere back there in Heat headquarters with 15 to 20 names already on there, knowing who they're going to target over the next few weeks.
Of course. And look, I do think it's going to be a big blow if Norman leaves, like a lot of people are predicting. But let's say hypothetically he stays. Let's say hypothetically we don't know what's going to happen with him. I just want to address real quick the whole gutting situation. They say we gutted our roster. Kel'el Ware, I wish he would have played more, but did he really play consistently a lot of minutes? No. Are we really losing a lot? No. Guess what? We substituted him with Giannis. That's fair. Casper Giannis, did he really play a lot last year?
Second half of the season, he played a decent amount, but
okay.
But is he going to be somebody who's going to be ready to give you what you need to make a finals run? And I think the answer to that is no.
Is he somebody that you really think like, oh man, we gutted our roster, we got Giannis, but we lost Casper Giannis? Like, are you really thinking that? I'm not. Tyler Hero, okay, we've been waiting for him to leave for a while. Not me. I'm a Tyler Hero fan, actually. I know you weren't as much. Tyler Hero, we lost. Okay, that's fair. Even though he was constantly injured last year. And Jaime Hawkins is the one that really hurt me. I thought he should have been sixth man of the year last year. He played a significant amount of minutes. He was the leader in that second unit. That one hurt me more than Tyler, more than anybody. Jaime was a big loss. But to say that we gutted our roster with two young guys that didn't consistently play, okay, yeah, Giannis got more time towards the end of the year, but that's fine. He didn't consistently play. Tyler Hero's constantly injured. Jaime is the one that bothers me. But to say that we gutted our roster, I've been seeing some stupid-ass memes of these generic players from NBA 2K on the bench with the Heat jerseys, and they're like, ha, 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 the Miami Heat's bench. Like, no, I have the graphic up right now. Drew Smith, Pell Larson, for the people that don't watch the Heat, don't know about Pell Larson. Pell Larson is a player. Jovic, which we probably trade off. Bobby Porter, 45% shooting from three-pointer. He's an NBA champion. And then Kashad Johnson, he's whatever. Okay, whatever. But to say that we're playing with nobodies, like, we're going to add more. And we already have 5 or 6 decent pieces back there. Not good, but decent pieces on the bench. Like, people are just so over the top. It's annoying. It's annoying me. Like, legit. That's why I got on here today, because it's annoying me.
I mean, it's fair. It's fair. But you got to take this, right, Danny? We're getting back into the hate Miami Heat era, the era of the LeBron and the big three where everybody hated the Heat. And that's going to happen again because they're going to construct a new roster that's going to contend with everybody. Everybody's going to hate it. So get used to it. Get used to being it. I hope this means that we're going to come on live a lot more because the more annoyed you are, the more we come on and the more people get to hear our opinions. And look, man, going back to Tyler Hero. Yeah, man, walking bucket. But I heard Colin Cowherd say today, I died laughing. Guy couldn't even guard his coffee cup.
Man, you guys are too hard on Tyler, man. I like Tyler.
I broke the news to my son. He's heated, man.
My son is also. But shout out to anybody that has Prime Video and wants to get on the Giannis. Today, my son, my daughter, and my wife a little bit, we watched the Giannis Prime Amazon documentary, hour and 40 minutes. By the end of it, my brother's like, well, I guess I have a new favorite player. I was like, yes, you do. So put him onto it. I'm telling you, it's a really cool story. You know, the way he came from, the way he came up, family man, it's very cool. So anybody that hasn't watched it and you're looking for content, go check out the Giannis documentary. It's very cool. All right. So before we get into free agency, real quick, I want to go through this. Miami Heat, just based off of the starting five. Just the starting five. And again, we're going to play this game hypothetically, and Norman Powell is there. Tell me if the Miami Heat has a better starting five than these 4 teams, because these are supposedly the 4 top teams in the East. So let's go with Cleveland. You have Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Hunter, or Max Strus would probably be there. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Oh, I'm sorry, James Harden should be there.
Actually, James Harden,
yeah, James Harden. I forgot James Harden. That's got to get updated. But James Harden, Donovan Mitchell. I don't believe in James Harden.
It's not better than the Heat.
I think Bam and I think Giannis alone being the top 5 player in the NBA supersedes a lot of that. That's one of the teams. Then you got the New York Knicks. New York Knicks have an average roster, above average. Okay, you want to say above average. But are any of those players top 10 in the NBA? Jalen Brunson, maybe. Not really. I think before the playoffs, nobody would have put him top 10. I think after the playoff run, maybe people consider it. But nobody looks at this team as a they're a good team.
They don't scare me, Danny. They don't scare
anybody.
They wouldn't have scared me had the Heat this year made the playoffs and played the Knicks. They wouldn't have scared me.
We were asking for it on the show.
I know.
And you know what's my favorite thing is that people are talking up the Knicks so much. I wish there was a way to go back to the day after the Atlanta Hawks took a 2-1 lead over the Knicks in the first round. So you can hear Stephen A. Smith, all these Knicks fans bashing the Knicks about how this team is no good. They've been no good all year. Nobody believes in them. Everybody lost hope because nobody believes in this team. Yes, they had a nice, cute little run. Everything kind of panned out for them. Congratulations. You won the championship. Nobody's taking it away. Celebrate it. That's fine. Nobody is building a team like, oh, fuck. How the fuck are we going to compete with the New York Knicks next year? Nobody's saying that. Nobody cares about the New York Knicks. Nobody's planning on how to build around Jalen Brunson and Cat. Get out of here. So nobody's worried about the Knicks. You had a cute run. I'm sure that you'll be a tough out, but nobody's building the team around to beat them. The Detroit Pistons. This team needs shooting. I thought if Tyler Hero came over here, I thought that they would be a little better. Duncan Robinson's also part of this team. Apparently, Beef Stew might get traded for a shooter. Are you worried about the Detroit Pistons?
Nope. Jalen Duren, I think, is a restricted free agent too. So Cade Cunningham needs some help, man. Cade Cunningham needs some help. I don't think he has enough help. I also heard that Isaiah Stewart might be traded. So the Detroit Pistons might be undergoing a lot of changes. And no, man, they don't scare me.
This is the only team that I take seriously in the East. And I hate them. But this is the only team I take seriously is the Boston Celtics.
Not without Jaylen Brown.
Now, it's interesting because the whole Jaylen Brown thing now is Jaylen Brown unhappy? Is he still going to want to be there? All that other stuff. So I'm interested to see what happens there. But this is the only team that I have worry about. And Porzingis, I don't know why he's on there. He's not on the Celtics anymore. I forgot who their big man is at this point. But the
Nikola
Celtics.
Vucevic.
Oh, that's right. No, he's a stud. I like him. He's a heat killer. The Celtics are the only team. If Jaylen Brown and Tatum are together, Tatum's healthy. That's the only team that I think is dangerous in the East. Outside of that, I think the Heat, their starting five, easily top four. Easily. So, moving on to what we were talking about. Free agency. We need shooters. You know, people throwing names out there. I would love to take a flyer on a Klay Thompson. Tim Hardaway Jr., I think, is a real possibility. He's a local kid. He played high school basketball down here. I think that's a possibility. Getting a Gabe Vincent back. I mean, I know he didn't play very well once he left Miami, but maybe coming back to Miami would work out for him. Those are all names that I'm interested in. I'm hearing that they're inquiring about Kawhi Leonard possibly. I don't know if that Andrew Wiggins maybe sign and trade is a possibility there, but that would be interesting, a Kawhi Leonard. And I have my hopes up about LeBron. I know that it's far-fetched. Nobody's really talking about it, but I kind of want it, man. I kind of want it. And I saw somebody make some videos on social media about how they would never want that. I would love LeBron to come over here.
I agree. I mean, look, you know as much about what I think about LeBron than anybody. Obviously, if he's not on here, don't like him. Appreciate what he did here. But like Pat said, and we've said it on the show many times, the key was left under the mat. And if there was ever a time for LeBron to go chase that, what is it, fifth ring now? It'll be his fifth ring. Mm-hmm. Why not? Why not come to Miami? Now, the only thing that I would question this is, would this be the new version of that Lakers team that had Shaq, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, where, you know, they looked like they were going to run over everybody and then they got destroyed in the playoffs? Because I don't want that to happen.
They got destroyed in the finals. They made it to the finals, but they ran into the Detroit Pistons, which was a defensive squad. And that's when Shaq and Kobe finally hit their end and all that other stuff. No, I think that LeBron still has a lot to offer. And I think it would just be a cool story, him coming back here and finishing what he started with another ring here.
Look, there's a lot of interesting players that are three-point shooters that are going to be unrestricted free agents. You have Ayo Dosunmu, who was traded from Chicago to Minnesota. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent. He shot almost 44% on threes this last year. I believe Colin Gillespie from the Phoenix Suns is a guard who shot over 40%. You mentioned Tim Hardaway Jr. Anthony Simons is another player who's been rumored, obviously, with maybe taking a little bit less money to come down here and kind of jumpstart his career again. Another guy that comes to mind is Georges Niang, who we know him from playing with Cleveland, and last year he was with Philadelphia. He's an unrestricted free agent, maybe somebody who could play in the front court. So there's a lot of free agents, shooting free agents that are going to be on the market. Another couple names, Kevin Huerter, I think would be great for the Heat, but it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. And we'll find out what this roster looks like in like 3 weeks or so. Free agency starts next week. And at this point, I'm excited. I think that Pat Riley and the front office has a plan. They're not going to do all these moves without having a plan. And look, I trust it. I trust it. We've seen it. Like I said earlier in the show, we've seen it time and time again. I don't doubt that they're going to execute and they're going to get the most out of this team. Now, they desperately need shooters, and the reports are saying that the Miami Heat front office is focused in on shooters. And that makes sense because that's what they need. They got the interior figured out. They need shooters, and they're going to figure it out. If Norman Powell isn't back, we'll see what we do with that two-guard spot. But I do think that there's a chance that maybe Andrew Wiggins gets a sign and trade. Maybe the Kawhi Leonard stuff is interesting. Maybe it's true. I don't know.
What if Norman Powell is not retained because they can't figure it out? They end up trading him. Would you take a flyer on like a CJ McCollum?
I heard Chris Middleton's on his way over here.
That's what I heard too. I mean, hey,
he's
as a bench guy.
Man, I don't know. He's like so old and injury prone. Like I don't even know if you want him as a bench guy. He has to be like the 14th man off. I can't imagine him on this team, to be honest with you. I mean, I guess the locker room presence, maybe. I don't know.
Dude, so many shooters. I keep looking, man. Luke Kennard.
Luke Kennard was shooting insane last year, my understanding.
I know. Dean Wade. Dude, there's so many good players. I mean, even Harrison Barnes is an unrestricted free agent. Again, a lot of veterans, but those are the types of players that you got to look for.
I really do think that this team is going to attract, not just because it's in Miami, no income tax, but just because you have a chance to chase a ring. They're going to attract just some veteran players that are just ring chasing, living in Miami. Like I could see it happening. Like there's players that you just forget that played for the Heat, right? That ended up doing that. Jerry Stackhouse at one point joined the Heat. Like you just get random players that jump on and they're like, F it, let's just try to get this ring. And I could see something like that happening. We got to remember Eddie Curry, just random players that jump in on those teams to just try to get a ring. I could definitely see something like that happen.
Greg Oden.
Well, I mean, Greg Oden looked old, but I think he was still like 21 when he joined this team. Like he was like the oddest face ever. Like he looked so old, but it was somehow young.
Yeah. But I think the Heat still have a couple of cards up their sleeves, and there's some players that nobody is thinking about that they're still targeting. Kawhi could definitely be one if they can pull something off. And I mean, that would be a really interesting, set of players. Kawhi, Giannis, and Bam. I mean, talk about
you're crazy.
I mean, talk about an amazing front court right there. I mean, it's really unreal.
I like to live in fantasy land, man. I really hope LeBron somehow ends up here.
I mean, he could play point forward.
LeBron would be so awesome. I don't even want to get excited, man. I might have to tell my wife that I need to change in my Inter Miami season tickets for Heat season tickets so I can watch LeBron play. That would be so cool.
Don't worry, I'll take you to a couple games.
All right. Any final words?
No, man. I'm hyped. Screw the Knicks. We are definitely one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the NBA. Vegas says it. You say it. I say it, and I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped to do some more episodes in the upcoming days. Obviously, the draft is going on right now. Did you even see who the Heat picked for Milwaukee? I'm just curious.
No, I didn't. I saw that they still had the watch party. I think your brother might be there, right?
Yeah, he's hosting right now on on 104.3 WQAM. He was hosting the Heat draft show. So I'm looking
That has
right
to
now.
suck, no? Like to have to do that, like even though like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I heard and I read that it was essentially a Giannis celebration party. So look, the Heat drafted Nate Ament from Tennessee with their pick. And he on July 6th will be going to the Milwaukee Bucks, who drafted Braden Burries, guard from Arizona, with their pick, the 10th pick. So 1, 2, and 3 was the Bansta, Peterson, and Cam Boozer.
yeah, no, I knew the best. Look, that I didn't put them up here. The Washington Wizards, if Anthony Davis can stay healthy, are going to be an interesting team. Because the Bansta's supposed to be a stud. If he ends up being like a stud rookie with a Trae Young and an Anthony Davis, maybe get a 1 or 2 key pieces in the offseason, the Washington Wizards just randomly become a very interesting team to look out for. So we'll see. But again, the Miami Heat will be contenders next year. And if anybody's telling you otherwise, just flick them off and just tell them to eat crow, because they're just hating.
Keep an eye out. Tomorrow is the second round. The Heat do have a pick in tomorrow's
41st pick, I think.
Correct. 41st pick. So that guy will most likely be suiting up for your Miami Heat on opening night. So take a look at, what the opportunity, who's going to be available once they draft them tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a quick video about who it is. And but I fully expect that guy to be on the roster on opening night and to possibly play some key minutes over the next season.
That'd be crazy. But I mean, like you said, it makes sense because they're gonna need to fill in those roster spots. All right, Solana. I think I already asked you if you had any final words.
No, man. No, for that. That's it.
Right.
You got everything out of me, man.
All right, sounds good. Time to watch some World Cup. We'll be watching Colombia, so shout out to all my Colombians. If you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please 5 stars in the comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, and we will be back in a couple of days, probably talking to more Heat, maybe second round pick, and any other rumors that pop up. So until the next one, have a good one.